Hi, and welcome to the corner of the internet where we talk about all things creative, specifically creative project management. So that sounds like something you're interested in. Stick around for more. To our returning subscribers, welcome back, visionaries. We're so glad you're here. If you're a first-time viewer, thanks for joining. We hope you find this content valuable and you choose to join the group of the most creative and fascinating people on the internet by hitting subscribe. In this video, we're going to answer some frequently asked questions about Zoen and creative project management. Let's get started. We have Shai here with us today. She's going to be answering our questions. So, Shai, what is Zoen?
Okay, that's a great question. So, Zoen is, well, we're a company, yes, but we are also a group of creative people. We're a group of passionate people, and we care about creative projects. So, what we do is we create tools that will help creatives bring their projects to the next level. So essentially, Zoen is like a hub, if you want to say that, for tools for creative project management.
Okay, awesome. So it's just like a collection of different tools, softwares, books,
Exactly.
ebooks. All right, awesome.
And
Interesting. Okay. And what inspired the creation of Zoen?
well, our founder, Arnitra, who is super smart and the creator of the Arrington method, she studied project management, taught in the field, worked in the field for 2 decades, and even more than 2 decades, honestly. And what she noticed was that there were methodologies for getting things done in the business world and getting things done with software, for example, but there wasn't a well-known methodology to help people with their creative projects. So she decided to start working on a model that creatives could use that wouldn't be too limiting and wouldn't put people in a box and would allow people to still use their own creative processes, whatever those are and whatever they look like, but also have a foundation that they can work from and they could stay organized and collaborate with people easier. So that was really the inspiration for Zoen, is just creative people, their ideas, and the fact that their ideas matter as much as any other idea, and they should be able to have a set methodology that they can rely on.
Yeah, a place to go to help them out.
Yeah.
All right. So what is creative project management then?
Creative project management is basically, it's how you manage your project. So if you have something going on, it could be any type of project, but if you're doing it in a creative way, or you're doing it in a way that's not like non-conventional or artistic or anything like that, you want to have a way to get things done and have a way to know where you're at in the process. And that's what creative project management is. It's finding a way to know where you're at, know where you're going, know what needs to be done, but not having that being limiting and not having that taking away your control or like suppressing your creativity, but it actually just gives you that assurance so that you can move forward and you can focus more on the creative side of things. So creative project management essentially is a way to get things done.
Yeah, a process or a model to, yeah. Awesome. And who is creative project management for then?
I would say it's for everyone. Anyone who wants to learn it can use it. It's not extremely complex. If you have a creative project and you want to try it out, you can learn it really quickly. You can adapt it in so many different ways. It's very flexible. So I would say it is for everyone. It's definitely for people with creative ideas, people who are out of the box thinkers, people who are unorthodox, unconventional, they want to push the boundaries. They want to try new things, but they also want some level of assurance that things are on
Sure.
track.
Yeah, structure.
So
like a path to actually getting your projects done almost.
right, exactly. And not just wondering, okay, I've got all these big ideas. I don't know what to do with it, or even I do know what to do with it, but you do things in 7 million different ways. And when you want to bring someone into the project, they're like, okay, what do you have going on?
Where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do?
Right, and it's just like a train wreck. So to avoid the train wreck, you could use creative project management. And I think that it's the people who will find it most helpful are the people who have creative ideas, or they want to do something in a creative way, and they just want that assurance that they can manage the project all the way through.
All right. Awesome. And what makes it different?
A lot of things. So a few things makes it different. Basically, it's different. Let's just say it's different from not using any type of methodology or any type of model, because you have a clear path forward and you don't kind of like, you're not building the plane while you're flying it. You're not trying to figure it out as you go. You're not guessing what's next. And having that gives you a certain type of confidence to say, I know what I need to do. I know what I need to work on. I know what comes next. I can bring anybody in at any point and I can explain my vision with clarity. It's going to give you so much confidence about what your project and what you're working on when you know you can communicate well, when you know who and what you need, when you know where you're at and how much further you have to go. Like, when you're not using a model, I can't speak for everyone, but for myself, when I'm not using the Arrington method, I could get a little lost. I could not necessarily have a clear vision and know how to communicate it right off the bat. And it makes decisions so much easier because you're keeping the core of your vision right at the center the whole time. Like, the thing that made you want to start this, the thing that you defined as your vision, like, that's there at the forefront of the project for the whole project. So if a decision comes along, something where maybe you have some attachment to it, but you don't want to cut it off, even though you know your project can't handle it or you don't need it, it makes it so much easier to draw the line and just say, this is not aligning, we can't do it next. Or finding the things that do matter. Yeah. And from other methodologies, it's different because, well, just at the core, it's made for creative projects. There aren't any other methodologies that are made specifically for creative projects. Everything is kind of made for a business setting or for the software developments or for construction. And this kind of methodology is beneficial in all of those areas, but it could also be beneficial for creatives. So this is the first creative project management model in existence, which makes it different. And it's backed with a lot of principles that we believe at Zoen, like that creatives should work at their own pace, that people and vision matter. So the model is kind of built around those ideas as well.
Yeah, what an amazing thing. So it brings you it brings you closer to your project, is what you're saying.
Definitely. You are going to be so connected with the work and connected with the vision of the project because the model forces you to think and sit and simmer and like get into what you want your project to be. You can't take a little idea and like actually bring it to fruition without doing the work. And the model doesn't let you skip any of the work. So
Fair enough.
You
Fair
get
enough.
very close with your vision.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think people sometimes really need that. I
Yeah.
think I need it. I need
Me
it.
too.
So, what's the Arrington method?
So the Arrington method. Oh, I'm so glad you asked. The Arrington method is the methodology that Arnitra created, and it's a model. It's 3 realms. We call them the realms of creativity, and those 3 realms are like the base of the model, and it's envision, discover, and create. So in every single project that you ever work on, you will go through those 3 realms. You will envision, which includes ideating and sculpting, and that means getting to the core of your vision, understanding what the idea is, what are all the components of the ideas, dreaming big about it, figuring out what your idea really is and what it's not. When you're sculpting, you're kind of taking out the things that are not going to belong in the idea. Then you move on to discover, and there you are going to prototype and explore, which means that you're going to get a representation of your vision so you can kind of get an idea of what's missing, where you have gaps. Like, it just helps you have a little trial version, a prototype literally, so you can see what your vision needs and where your vision maybe needs some extra support, or if you overdid it in some area and you're like, actually, maybe we don't need all of that, then you have time to work that out. Then once you get to explore, you're looking for the who, the what, the when. You're looking for your people. If you need to outsource, if you, whatever work needs to be done, whatever your project needs that you aren't well versed in, you need to research that and figure that out, and you get to do that during that stage. Then the final stage is create, which is really where you get to start doing the work of it, which is really fun. And that's where you're going to map, which is basically giving every single thing you need a time and a place to get done, so that nothing is forgotten, nothing's,
Lost.
left or lost, no ideas lost. So you do that, and then you will ignite. Ignite is my favorite part almost, because it's like you get to celebrate the launch of the idea. Things are getting pushed off and kicked off into their really big start. So that's when you're having your meetings with your mavens, if you have any, and you're actually completing all of those tasks that you set out to do. So
I see. So would you say the Arrington method works for all projects or just some?
I would say it works for all projects. It works better for some. For some projects, things that I would say could fall under more typical projects, things where there's already a methodology that they could follow, something like software development or construction, for example. However, if those projects the visionary wants to do those projects in a new way, or they want a creative take on the project, they want a twist on it, I would say the Arrington method definitely is for them. So really, it could work on all projects, but it works better for the projects that are really trying to be like next level above and beyond and bringing something new to the table, because those are the projects where there isn't typically a charted path for those kind of projects. But with the Arrington method, it's not a completely it's not a formula, right? It's not like put it inputs and then you're gonna get this copy of what you want. It's very flexible and you really can make it your own, but it's a pathway and it's something you can trust and you can rely on when you're doing something that maybe hasn't been done before.
Wow. Yeah, it seems like, I think creative project management could be used for any project too. I mean, if you want to have your own creative spin or twist or anything like that, if you have big ideas, why not toss them in and see what comes out? There's no reason not to try new things, I guess.
Right.
So
And it could be for small projects or really big ones. It could be for something as simple as making a dinner menu, or it could be something as big as, I don't even know, like building a town or something. So
your
it
imagination.
has a lot of range. Like it can be used for a lot of things.
That's pretty awesome. That seems like an amazing model.
Yeah, I think so.
So who is the owner behind this model? Or
So
the founder?
I've mentioned Arnitra before, but she is the owner, the founder. She's super fun. She's very fun to work with. And she created the Arrington method, and she is the owner of Zoen. So I talked a little bit about her background already, that she's worked in the project management field, studied project management, teaches project management. Like she is,
Her life is project
yes,
management.
she is project management to the max. If you ever spend any time with her, you know that she's an extremely organized person. She loves her project management, and she sees her life in projects, and she accomplishes things when she treats them like projects. And it's just been so fun working with her and with Zoen, because you see how Zoen has gone from a project to this very real thing that we have now. So getting to see that through the years happen has been really heartwarming and special to see.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like it. She sounds amazing.
She is. We're gonna bring her on here soon for another Q&A. That would be fun.
Cool, awesome. And when did the company begin? You said you've been watching it grow over the years. So when did it start?
The company started without me, of course, years before I even knew what creative project management was, before Zoen had a name, before the Arrington method had a name. It really started with Arnitra in her classrooms and in her field, working and kind of witnessing creative projects need some support, and witnessing them not getting the support that they need. So I believe it may have been earlier than 2016, but from what I know, it's about 2016 when she started developing the model. But Zoen has just come together in these last 2 years. We were formerly called the Arrington method, and now we're called Zoen. And yeah, it's been good. I would say we started in 2016 as a group. When Arnitra brought all of us cool people in, was in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah.
So yeah, she probably had to ideate on the project a few years as well. So I'm sure it started well before that. Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a new business, but it is not a new concept. Arnitra's been working on this. She's been doing research and all sorts of things long before she even brought us on. So yeah, it's fun to see it go from not even having a name, like just being the model, to now having a name and people knowing about it and people using it and loving it, to where we're at. Now it's really cool.
That's pretty amazing. So what products do you guys have? What does Zoen have to offer?
Okay, so Zoen has a pretty good handful of products. Every product that we have is based on the Arrington method model. So everything that is in there, in our products, in our collection of products, it could be used for your creative project. And we have the model, which is kind of a product on its own. It's completely free because we talk about it all the time, but it definitely is a tool. And we have other tools like Journey, which is coming soon, and that is going to be our creative project management software. And it's web-based, and it's going to be really cool. You could put your vision in there and work on it from beginning to end, and the model's already built in. So even if you don't memorize the model, you can use it. And then we have Axis, which are our events. We do event-based tools, which is basically where you can come and we will bring all sorts of creatives and visionaries from different walks of life together into a room to learn from each other and to use the model and learn how to use creative project management. Then we have our verification, which is if you want to become a creative project management expert certified, then you could get verified. We also have other resources like the playbook, which is free on the website right now at the time of this recording, so you can go check that out. The Arrington Method Guide, which is also free on the website right now, so check it out if you want it. And we have the inspiration pack. So much. The inspiration pack is like over 100 pages. It's full of different exercises that you can do that will help you get more in touch with your vision, exercises you can do with a group if you have a group working on one project, and it is well worth the time and the investment. So, and we have more coming, so always keep an eye out.
Sounds like a lot of tools you guys have to offer.
Yes, we have so many tools. It's our goal. It's why we call it the Zoen Collection, because it's like we are collecting tools and resources that creatives can go to, and they can come to our website and they can see whatever tools we have, and they know that it's based on solid methodologies, based on creative project management, based on the Arrington method, and all of the tools will be so helpful for their vision. So we are starting a collection. It's a serious collection. We love what we create and we're passionate about it, and we're going to keep making tools to add to our collection and make it grow.
Oh, amazing. Well, Cheyenne, that was an amazing talk with you. Thank you so much for all of your insight on creative project management and Zoen in general. It was it was really awesome. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll probably see you soon again.
Of course. Thank you so much, Miles, for having me and letting me answer questions about Zoen. And any other questions, of course, we're always around to answer them. So reach out to us on social media, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you could just go to the comments. We will answer questions anytime.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Shai.
Thank you. You have a good one.
You too.